Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we have the EMEA monthly final grand finals. We've got Totem versus FUT. So I believe this is the first time Totem have been in a grand final for like 2 years as an organization. So this is kind of insane, especially thinking about the start of the year that Totem have had with Joker, thinking about as well that Joker wanted to leave and couldn't leave Totem for whatever reason. Again, that is just another thing that's just been going wrong for Totem. It seems over the past, I don't know, few years, they just really haven't hit their former peaks. But for Maru Mori still to be reaching EMEA grand finals just goes to show their insane legacy. Same with Joker as well. And then you had FUT beating out Humble in the semi-finals, which was just insane 3-0 sweep. It just wasn't even close. It didn't look like the drafts didn't look like they were that great for Humble, but also got to give credit to FUT just how cleanly they played. So let's talk about the draft and everything there then. So you can see global ban of Niger and Mortis on the side of Totem, and then Leon and Damien. So again, it is definitely interesting to see how teams are preparing for this monthly final in particular, especially with global bans, especially with map bans and pick. Well, not bans and picks, just picks. If you guys are unaware, essentially the teams take it in turn to pick their selected map. So, you know, you could be going in blind. You know, one team might be way more prepared in draft than the other team. So yeah, there's a little bit more of strategy involved before the game, which is great. So let's take a look at the draft. We see Charlie, Mina, and Chester, Pinhole Punt, and then we see a Kenji, Otis, and Ems. For whatever reason, whenever I watch Pinhole Punt, Kenji and an Ems just seems to work pretty much all of the time. So I would probably favor a FUT composition here. I mean, yeah, the thing is, Totem are really good on Pinhole Punt. Who was it against in the previous game? One of the previous games, they had like a really, they liked their Gale, and they liked, I think it was like 3 brawlers that could easily pinch around a wall. And that's what the strategy Totem went for. So let's drag this down here and let's lock in for the first game then. So FUT are looking to make it, I think they've won 2 monthly finals right now, looking to make it 3. They still made the grand finals even without Guesty. So Guesty, some would say, is their best player. I mean, all 3 players on FUT are insane. So, you know, if you're missing your best player and still making a grand final, let's see what they're about to bring with their full roster. Angel Boy already getting a goal. That's just absolutely insane. How is he able to find that opportunity? I don't even know. So yeah, it's interesting to see, the full gold roster from Totem. What is he going on right now? I guess he's going to get pretty weak. Maru already looking for the pinch with Joker. Joker's not going to find a kill onto Kenji. Also, if you're wondering, like a good counter to a Mina, a good Kenji player will be a good Mina player every time. Same with like Mortis. So you can see that FUT do seem to have that matchup. It was pretty interesting as well in other games. I mean, I guess he's going to get a stun there, going to get the kill. Might be able to get the goal here. Actually, wait 1 second. We see Otis hypercharge as well. It's going to be used on Charlie. So just 1 player basically allowed to shoot. And that's just perfect team play from the FUT. Like, they just don't even get anything wrong at that point. And now I forgot the point that I was going to make. What was it? I think it was the drafts of... What was it? I can't remember now. It's just completely evaded me. Remember what I was going to say now. It was the drafts of Big. I think it was the game I was watching. I didn't get to watch every single game. I was a little bit busy during the day. I watched most of them though. But I mean, great goal. It was against Big. So what one strategy that Big were going for? It looked like they were trying to give Angel Boy the Mina, which is just insane to think. But then also think of counters. And what a lot of people don't realize is like there's a lot of strategies that teams try and hold off until the actual monthly finals. So for example, I don't know, a team might not actually practice on a map as much as you would think. So I don't know, say if you was to practice on Pinhole Punt, I don't know, 20 times, and then all the other maps, I don't know, great goal from Totem, like 10 times, then teams might not think, and might think that you're going to pick Pinhole Punt. You know what I mean? There's just some strategies that can be had before the monthly final even kicks off. Same goes with like brawler picks, and I feel like it seems like Big were trying to throw FUT off, but also here, you know, you got Totem, they're picking Mina instead of FUT picking the Mina, but it just seems to not be working out too well. Joker gets a really nice clearance though, but I think with a super pass up from Nob, that's going to be the goal still from FUT. And it's just nice and easy. I mean, I didn't even really talk too much about the gameplay there because it just seemed for the whole time, FUT just felt really comfortable. Again, I've just never seen a Kenji, never seen the Ems really lose on Pinhole Punt. It's just literally their bread and butter. So, first set going to FUT. Let's jump into the next one. Guys, now jumping into set number 2, we have Heist Pit Stop. So, Kit banned on Pit Stop. It'll be interesting. I mean, I've not really taking a look at any like data in terms of pit stop with the pro play, but yeah, that was definitely interesting. What you see in pit stop pretty much all of the time is just complete base race. That's why you see like Miko banned out. That's why you see Shade is insane on this map, I know that for sure. Cordelis is insane. So this is really fast drafting from Totem. I feel like they have done their homework really well in terms of strategy on pit stop. So what they've gone for here on the... Wait, I need to drag myself up here. What they've gone for in terms of strategy is they've gone for Edgar and Lumi, because if you guys know, you should definitely know already, one of the biggest counters to Lumi is Edgar and Mortis. So if you take Edgar, then you pick Lumi, there's not really a lot that you can actually go into Lumi. Lumi is an insane brawler right now. So let's see what they go for. They're probably going to go maybe like a Ruffs or something a bit control, but yeah, actually Ruffs into Edgar would not be good. This is why I'm interested to see. So going to go with Lily. So Lily is good into Lumi for sure. And then you've got that attacking presence. The thing is, Colette is really insane here, but is she really going to get in the safe all that much? It's pretty hard to deal with her as a lane, but yeah, I think Colette is beatable, so let's see what they go for as a last pick. Again, I don't actually really know in terms of strategy and pit stop, so I'm interested to see what the pros pick up here. I think they need something... I still think they need a bit of damage because it is a base race map, so yeah, they're going to go with Brawl. Which again, Bull kind of forgotten about in this meta. The nerfs really have scaled him back. So again, they've got a Bull and a Lily here. They could go with something really defensive, or they could go on the offensive themselves here. So they could go, okay, we're going to go with Nita. So that's literally a good hybrid. I really like Totem's draft this time around. That is mainly because, all things considered, Edgar is actually not that bad into all three of these brawlers. Nita has a really good matchup into Bull, well, into all three of them actually, and Lumi again. I mean, Bull and Lily can definitely deal with Lumi, but I think Lumi can still do okay into Bull for sure. So yeah, I do like Totem's draft, mainly because I don't really in particular. I mean, Colette's good, and then Lily's still good, but I think with Nita they should be able to defend it. Let's see. So Totem really need to win this one. You give for any bit of momentum, and it's just gonna look pretty over, isn't it? So. Going into set number 2 then. Let's see how it all pans out. So pretty interesting here. We see okay, Nob's already going to go on defense against Joker. He's going to get the kill, but Mari should be able to get a bit of damage. The thing about Lumi as well, she's actually really good in heist because she can rack up the damage pretty quickly because of how fast her projectile speed is now. So yeah, that's Colette just getting the kill easily with her gadget. That's just obvious. Nob's going to get a few shots onto his safe thanks to his heal gadget as well, and using Berserker and heist, of course he is. Angel Boy just going to try and stay alive for as long as possible here and cause as much pressure. He's going to get taken down, but that should be the kill from... Yeah, interesting super there from Gessie. I think just trying to stay alive for a prolonged amount of time. That's going to force Joker on defense with his hypercharge, which is not really what he would have wanted, but on the contrary, we see Totem able to rip through another shield. That's 2 shields just rip through because of that Nita Bear, because of the Lumi as well. So Joker's not going to go back just yet because Mari should be able to defend. Let's show some Maru. So Nob's going to try and heal up a little bit here. Angel Boy's got a hypercharge. Not going to pop it just yet. Hypercharge, Maru as well should be good enough. Joker's going to jump onto Gestie. It's not going to confirm the kill because of a really well-timed gadget. I mean, Angel Boy's going to pop the hypercharge. No way that he's going to kill a Lily, but Joker's going to pop on defense and should be able to defend Angel Boy enough. Hypercharge Bear is going to go down, but Nob's just going to find the kill onto Nita anyways, but Maru's going to rack up so much. Look at how much damage Bro does. And that should be a kill from Joker because of that little bit of extra shield he gets with his hypercharge. Colette just can't deal with that, and Joker should be able to finish things off. So, yeah, you can clearly see there that as soon as Lumi, Nita... The thing about pit stop is all just about kind of cycling through your spawns. You don't even necessarily have to have someone sitting there defending the whole time. You can just go up, you know, get pressure. You can just literally just die, and then you respawn, and then you can defend the enemy's counter push. That's probably what happens most of the time at pit stop. So, yeah, I don't know. This map should just not really be a competitive map, in my opinion. Again, this is like a very popular opinion with the pros, but I think for casuals, I feel like they like maps like this, for like the... I don't know, the chaos, the just base race. I don't know if you guys like it. Me in particular, I don't really like pit stop anymore. I prefer hot potato. Hot potato is at least like there's a bit of control, a bit of base race going on, but with this pit stop, it just feels like a full-on base race. And most of the time, the worse the team wins. So yeah, Totem on full offense here. I think Nob's gonna keep his Actually, no, he's not even going to keep his Berserker, actually, which I've been a bit of an error, but I don't think regardless anyways they should be winning this. We've got Anita Hyper on the safe, and this is just looking completely cooked for FUT. So Totem should be able to take this set. A little bit of extra damage is all they need. Maru just needs 2 more shots to finish things off. Joker's going to jump across, and that's going to be the set. So I think really good draft preparation there for Totem. That just looked clean and simple. To be fair, their strategy looked really good. I just think like Nito just had a free matchup. So yeah, that's gonna be second set. Let's jump into the next. Alright guys, jumping into set number 3, we have out in the open again here. Since I'm just getting the same maps over and over again, could be I don't know. I want to wait until maybe the 2 more monthly finals going on next week as well to really come up with an opinion on draft map picks, because I don't know, to me it just feels a bit watching like the same maps over and over again. To me, I don't know. And then again, like draft preparation just feels like it's gonna favor too much ahead of the actual gameplay itself. And you actually think of Brawl Stars, like we're literally watching the draft picks longer than the gameplay. So I don't know whether that's something they might fix a little bit later on. I think they like the quick gameplay and the quick matches. That's just how Brawl Stars is. It's a mobile game, right? But you think in other esports how long their games are. Be interesting if things ever switch up in that department, especially because like Blast have taken over. If you guys don't know, they're like the tournament organizers that take care of all the things behind the scene. Because they've taken over, we see a lot of these changes happening for the good, because they do like Rocket League as well and other esports. So it'd be interesting to see whether they change anything like that, because I would like a change like that. We want more Brawl Stars and less draft talk. We've been speaking about that for years, it feels like. So let's take a look at the draft. So they first pick a Pearl. I think that's because the FUT first picked Pearl in Out of the Open before, and Totem just didn't know how to respond. So this is how you respond, clearly, to a Pearl. You outrange her with a Byron, with an Angelo. So Pearl, the reason why you pick Pearl is because you're normally scared of any sight of aggression. Mina is double banned from both teams, which is just hilarious to think about. So we see a Gus. Again, Gus has been trickling down the meta, and you're not actually seeing him too much. But I think Out in the Open is the one map I see the Gus on. Sorry, pardon me. I drank a lot of tea during that break. So what do we go for now? We got Gus, we got Pearl. I feel like we needed a little bit of pressure. Or, I mean, Meeple is a very popular pick here, but is it good into Byron and Angelo? Not entirely sure here. But we definitely need a bit of range. I mean, they've still got Pierce available, still got Nanny available. They've still got, yeah, we're going to go with a Nanny. So Nanny, a little bit risky though. Last pick, they could definitely cook something up. So what are they going to go here? What are they going to go into this? I feel like need a bit of a hybrid. Leon is, oh no, Leon's actually globally banned, which is fine, I guess. They could still ego pick a Pierce into this, but I highly doubt it. June is banned out. There isn't really a lot of options left. I don't think Bell is good enough into any of these. They're going to go Squeak. I was going to say, they need a little bit of health. Squeak is not an option that has been picked, not a brawler that's been picked too much, just because, again, there's normally just better brawlers ahead, but this leaves for an interesting game. Squeak last pick could be pretty dangerous for the side of Totem, because, I mean, I wonder why Pearl's just being drafted first all of a sudden. She was this brawler that just wasn't drafted too much, but Out in the Open just seems to be her map. I think the thing with Pearl is with Out in the Open, you can't really afford to give away your bush control. So there's always like strategies with Out in the Open. You know, do you have a good brawler on the left-hand side to defend their push, like an Angelo here on the water? Do you have a good right-hand side brawler that's going to pressure the enemy? Those kind of strategy here. So Maru's going to jump in. That would have actually been a really good strategy there if Joker hadn't been found out in the middle. I was watching actually the Pearl there and just missed how Joker died. But I think that could have been an easy round when they're from the side of Totem. So now we have, I mean, we got Nanny into Angelo, which Nanny counters Angelo a bit, but I think because of Angelo's fast movement speed can still be actually okay into the Nanny. So funny enough there, Maru doesn't get the gadget timing, and that just leaves him for dead, and that's going to be FUT surely closing out this round. So the reason why they picked is Squeak is just because of the high health. Again, you want to pick high health kind of range brawlers against the Pearl. Just don't get within her range, and you should be good for the most part. And the problem is with Totem's comp, they don't really have any form of pressure in terms of like aggression. So you can go for like a control last pick here. So that's why I really like FUT's composition. So Maru, again, he's going to be jumping in. I think that's mainly because of the squeak gadget. They're a little bit apprehensive about that. So Joker's going to try and push in a little bit now. So Maru's going to go with the gadget play. That's going to get Nob really, really weak. But they need to try and use that pressure in a good way. So Angel Boy's going to get a good snipe onto Joker, and that's going to be him taken down again. Angel Boy with the snipes have been absolutely disgusting at the beginning of the game, and that just paints the story just for this out in the open set. Just Angel Boy jumping in, getting snipes onto Joker. They get 1 kill, and it's just, yeah, I mean, the Pearl first pick's obviously a draft strategy, and it's something that FUT have done for a little while, but I just don't know if I like it myself. I don't know if I'm liking the Pearl strategy at all. So yeah, Maru's surely going to get taken down here, and that's going to be the first game going towards FUT. Surely Maru's not going to clutch this up. Come on, you're just delaying the inevitable here. Just let it go, Maru. Let it go. I mean, Angel Boy snipes have just been so beautiful, it seems. He just keeps tapping the nanny just to keep him weak and stop from healing. I mean, yeah, that's just pretty simple there from FUT. I don't know what it is. I just feel like every game I'm watching doesn't seem to be as close as monthly final. I feel like there weren't really many exciting games this EMEA monthly final. We see a lot of exciting games. Again, I don't know whether that is the meta. I don't know whether that is this change with the map picks. I don't know whether global bans having a play. I just don't really know. FUT just that much better than everyone, it seems. Probably the case, actually. Probably the case. There's always like one team that just runs away with it in EMEA, it feels like. So Nob's going to keep Guessy healed up. I guess that's the strategy with a Byron. But Guessy's going to get pinched. Really well played there from the side of Totem. So the thing is with FUT as well, they've just got so many brawlers that they just tend to like. And Byron, again, is one of these brawlers. He can be good offensively, especially because of how easy his main attack is to hit. But he's also just good in combination. If you're a really solid team and you, again, like you've got good coordination, you just know where your teammates are at all times, you're going to be a good Byron player. As you can see, literally with the healing with the Guesty, you see Byron paired up with Mina quite a fair bit, because again, Nob is just such a good player. He can hit those cross shot heals onto his teammates pretty easily. So he's going to pop a gadget in the middle here. Nob needs to be a little bit careful of that Pearl gadget. I guess Byron is a good pick into Pearl, but you still got to be really careful you don't get within that burning distance. I like it a lot more from Totem. They're staying on the aggressive, but again, once this control goes the way of FUT, it doesn't exactly look entirely great for Totem. So I guess he's going to heal up back to full here after that nanny head, and this is where the pressure is coming in. So Mario's going to jump in here, but Nob's going to pop gadgets, trying to cycle through to super. So another quite well orchestrated kill there from Totem, but it just feels like they can't follow up on their good work to begin with. Like, you literally saw another free kill, but FUT just get the trade. And let's see if Joker can connect onto Guessy. He just can't seem to find a connect. Maru with a well-timed gadget this time around, but Angel Boy with snipes just seems to be so good in this Angelo. I swear, Guessy's just in such a good position. He should just be able to finish this one off. Super as well. I mean, he's not going to connect onto anyone, but both players on Totem are pretty weak. Joker needs to land this shot. He's getting close to his super here, and they should be able to kill Angel Boy regardless. And that's actually going to be the game going to Totem. So fair play in the end. I really thought Guessy was in such a prime position to get maybe 1 kill or a double kill, but I think Joker did so well to stay alive there. So yeah, Joker got Totem got a little bit of life here. Be glazing FUT as much as possible. Might actually come back to bite me here. Let's see. It's just hard to ever see a world FUT losing, even though they lost in monthly qualifiers recently in the upper bracket. So it goes to show that they can be beaten by, you know, Novo. You have to come up with some good drafts to, of course, beat FUT. It's very rare that, well, they do get outdrafted a bit, but even when they're outdrafted, they can still outperform. So again, Maru goes with a strategy here. I think it is a good strategy, I suppose, because you're thinking, right, okay, they can't push down the right because the Pearl with gadget's just going to one-shot pretty much anyone in their path. So maybe this is just this new strategy that people have found with Pearl jumping in, gadgeting. I mean, that used to be a strategy back in the day, but I thought that strategy kind of died down, especially because of Pearl's gadget just doesn't seem to get that much damage anymore. So Angel Boy very, very weak here. He's going to get topped up from Nob, but that was definitely an opportunity for Totem to try and find the first kill of the round. But we're doing, again, a little bit better in the middle, I feel like, here. They're keeping their pressure up. They're getting some good taps onto the side of FUT. You know, they've literally got Pearl. They've got 3 good damage dealers on the side of Totem, so they can easily get some good pressure going into this final circle. Guess he's going to get weak. Baru should be able to get Nob here. All members from Totem pretty weak other than Maru. Really well played. They could go 2 sets up here. This would be absolutely crazy. Totem going 2 sets up after looking like their year was pretty much chalked. They didn't reach a monthly final. I don't know when it was. Was it the latest one they didn't reach? But it seems like they kind of turned a new leaf, especially their scrum results been looking a lot better. I think monthly qualifiers looked a lot cleaner from them. So they've definitely been looking a bit more like their old selves here, and this would definitely be a statement to just come back in to the grand finals and make something work here. So the slow's gonna really hurt Maru here, but he was just slowed forever there. The gadget and the super combination, if you guys didn't know, just slows people infinitely. Like, it's an even harsher slow. I think that is a bug technically, because I don't think slows are supposed to stack. But you just rarely see it because people don't really pick Squeak as often anymore. So Maru's going to get pretty weak here, but I think Totem should just concede this round. There's pretty much no way they win it, but I think Maru's just trying to get his super. Of course, he's still got to fight as much as possible. So this is so important. This is so important. To get this second set would be huge for either team here. So this is so decisive. Angel Boy has his hypercharge. Pell doesn't want to jump in this time because of that Squeak super. Yeah, I mean, the strategy from Totem might not be that good. I mean, Maru might have to break that wall open there to escape. Maru's going to pop his hypercharge. I mean, I don't think he can get a kill onto anyone. I don't know why he really went for guess it. I guess the strategy might have been there as I think that was some poor communication. I feel like that was poor communication, right? Like, I see the strategy unfold. Okay, we'll go for guess. We'll go for anyone. Pell jumps in, finishes off the kill. But you got to remember, the whole of FUT are grouped in together. I just think that was something that might have sounded good to begin with, but it just wasn't the strategy, in my opinion. That just wasn't the play at all. I just think like Nani should have probably saved that hypercharge for the right moment, and then, you know, hit Byron, hit one of the weaker brawlers, you know, Angelo, and just got map control and just won the game like that. But it just feels like they forced it. So yeah, FUT, they literally capitalized on a big mistake. Let's jump into the next one. All right, guys, jumping into set number 4 and potentially the final set here. We have a dry season. So I believe this is Totem's pick in terms of the map. They first pick a Bell, which is just pretty standard when it comes down to bounty. It's really hard to push into a Bell, especially with the traps. I mean, she's been going down the pecking order a little bit here. So let's see how they respond with a Bell. Their probably strategy here is to take Bell and force them not to go for Gene, but I feel like you can still probably go Gene into Bell regardless. You need a good blue star brawler. So I'm going to go Kit, actually. I mean, Kit probably should have just been first picked overall from Totem. I think maybe the strategy here is I've been seeing a lot more Cordelius inside of scrims and dry seasons. So, you know, players have just been playing Cordelius even just into like one aggressive brawler. So, yeah, we'll see how that pairs out. Kit and Kazi has been a really popular combination from FUT when I've been, you know, tuning into a few of their scrims. Let's see what they go with instead, though. There's only really more, like, there isn't really a lot of aggressive ideas. So let's see what they go with in terms of the synergy with a Kit. Okay, we're going to go Angelo. So we're just going to pick the Kit regardless and then go from there, I guess. The problem here maybe is that they're going Angelo. So it's okay, like, we could go a Kit cheese combination, but we might not also go it. So what do you go beside the Totem? I think they're going to pull out Cordelius regardless. Would be my guess here. I would think the Cordelius will come out to play here. I mean, Gene could also... The problem is, if you go Gene Bell, you are just going to get destroyed by Kit Cheese here. So let's see what they go for. We'll go with Edgar. So Edgar is a good counter to Kit, if you guys don't know, because you can run Edgar's other gadgets. So we're actually going to go with Meeple. See, I don't really like this combination. That is 2 sharpshooters and an Edgar. I still feel like you can go aggro, and it's just what aggro brawlers left. What can you go with it? You could go, like, Daryl would be good into this, no? Daryl still be good into this? Daryl Kit. What else have you got? You could go high key like Hank Kit. You could go something a bit more like that. I mean, you could go Miko. Actually, no, Miko's not going to have enough that. We're going to go Colt. This is such a weird draft. I'm really interested to see how this goes. A Colt into all of this. I mean, Colt can open up the map. I wonder why Colt. Okay, I mean, I guess we'll just see. I honestly don't really know. I mean, the other thing, I'm thinking of is, you know, Colt open up the map into a Meeple could be pretty good. I think maybe if Kit jumps onto somebody, Colt's probably the fastest brawler to confirm a kill. Maybe that's the strategy. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm really intrigued to see how this one goes. Yeah, Colt's just not a brawler I'd really go for myself. So yeah, Joker's going to easily get the blue star here. And now the problem that Totem FUT face is that they've got to push forward into... FUT face got to push forward into this. So Angel Boy actually really gets some nice supercharge there. Can just jump out onto the Angelo. I feel like Tome aren't really going on to the aggressive as much as I would have hoped. I think they just let Angel Boy kind of just walk up there. I mean, FUT aren't afraid just to go in. They're just going in all the time. So I think maybe the strategy with Colt here is that they know they're going to concede the blue star, but they're just going to open up the map and then try and pinch them down, would be my guess. I think Meeple against Colt should be good though, no? Meeple into Colt should be fine. If you get within his range, you can free tap him quite easily. Bell as well into Colt should also be pretty fine. So I don't mind Totem's composition. I'm trying to see the angle of the Colt. I mean, it's clearly going to work. FUT wouldn't just go Colt for no reason. A lot of trades going out there, but Totem pull out on top here. So I guess, you know, Angelo should beat Bell in that long range fight. I bet they're thinking, okay, Colt should be able to beat out Meeple in this long range fight, would be my guess. But it's not really working out too well here. But Angel Boy's going to jump on. So that's exactly the strategy I was thinking about there with... I mean, how has that just happened? That is disastrous for Totem. That just should not be happening. I just don't get how Nob found that kill. And then Angel Boy survived all of that. I mean, that is just crazy. I have no idea how FUT have reclaimed the lead here. So some hypercharges here to pop from both teams. Guess he's going to get some great taps onto Maru. And yeah, I'm just a bit... I mean, guess he's an insane Colt, but I feel like this should be a little bit easier for Totem to win, in my opinion. We've got the Edgar into the kit, especially the other gadget. You can see that Joker can just counter the kit stun every single time. So, yeah, it's quite clear they've got a strategy here that Kit sneaks up, jumps in, Colt gets the kill. But outside of that, I just feel FUT shouldn't be winning this. FUT should not be winning this. So, Nob's been really impressive on this Angelo so far. Of course, the blue star is going to go in the favor of Totem. But with Gessie constantly exposing them with the wall breaks, it's hard for Totem to really keep their positioning. So Angel Boy's going to jump onto Nob here, which is great for a map like Dry Season as well, because you've got that thrower over the walls here defensively, and to find another kill here, just think Gessie on his Colt has just been so incredibly slimy. Again, I'm unsure on this Bell first pick. Like, Bell's a good brawler, but first pick, I feel like first pick is just a bit wasted. Surely he should be trying to claim one of the better brawlers for sure here. And I think Bell is just the one brawler they've been picking on the entire time. So Joker's going to go in here, and Angel Boy is actually not going to go for the jump onto him because, again, Edgar's hold core gadget with the Buffy does cancel out that. I mean, that's just another free kill there for FUT. It's just looking too easy right now. I think their kills they're finding just look a bit too simple. I feel like Totem's not working hard enough to defend themselves, or they just simply can't duke out some of these attacks from FUT. So that's going to be an easy kill from Angel Boy, I believe. He's going to go for it now. He's going to try and get the double kill. Totem do get the trade, but it's not even that great of a trade. Blue Star, but actually no, Blue Star is in their favor, so they just need one kill. It's just how they're going to find that kill, especially with Joker now having a Blue Star. Nob is finding the taps onto these guys so incredibly well, by the way. And that probably forces out a jump from Nob. That's a missed hit from Maru. And that could have actually cost them here. Nob finally jumps out. And that should be it. That should be it. Joker goes down as well. Just Maru left on offense. And FUT are going to take your monthly finals. I mean, that's just... I mean, it's insane. It's actually insane. I seem disappointed. I just wanted a bit more fight back from Totem. I wanted a close set 5. I feel like I'll never get set 5s anymore in the EMEA. But that's just insane. FUT... But actually, team, I predicted on Brawl event. I ended up jinxing Humble quite tremendously. But FUT just looks incredibly clean. I just think their teamwork is impeccable. And yeah, they fully deserve that. I mean, the strategy with the kit really seemed to pay off. And I think that was actually the factor of Nob. I mean, Angel Boy and Guesty played really well. But I think the snipes every time just seemed to be so well from Nob. So well coordinated. So many times, like, Guesty gadgeted and then Nob found the kill. You see Angel Boy just sneak in here. He's able to do so much work. So, again, big congrats to FUT. They're going to be top of the leaderboards in the EMEA right now. And they definitely look like the team to beat, you know, literally 3-0 your biggest rivals. That is a huge statement going into the rest of the year. So that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.